Shabbat Shalom. It's our first Shabbat of the new year together. It's so lovely to be not only with all of you, but with someone who grew up here, Jenna McMillan, who is studying to be a Cantor in New York at Hebrew Union College. And how many more years before you become Cantor, Jenna? 2.5 more years. Just 2.5 more years, we can call you Cantor. We're all very excited and look forward to that day. Wish you a wonderful, happy, healthy new year, and to be up here with you is a real treat for us all. And we're going to begin by ushering in this 2020 with the words Olam. Say Olam. Olam. Chesed. Chesed. Yibaneh. Yibaneh. We'll build this world from love, and we will sing together. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Sing Olam Chesed. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Same words. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. I will build this world from love. From love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. You will build this world from love, and you will build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, dai. And if we build this world, and if we build this world from love, yadadai, dai, dai, yadadai, then God will build this world. Then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Chesed Yibaneh, yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, yadadai, dai, dai, dadadai, dai.
So beyond the question of who Jenna is, there are two other very important questions being asked tonight, one of which I have an answer for. The first question is, how long will I keep this beard on my face? I do not have that answer yet. The other is, where is the synagogue in this image in our screens? And the answer to that is, it is the Synagogue Jubilaire in Prague. And if you are interested, you can go, if you're between the ages of 30 and 50, you can go with the rabbis who are between the ages of 30 and 50 to Prague and other Eastern European cities this October, right? You'll find more information about this for a women's trip to Eastern Europe in their age groups. So sorry for all of the rest of us who can't go with them. In any case, speaking of people who are not going with them, but who are here to celebrate tonight, we invite Linda and Al Katzen to come forward to help us light our Shabbat candles as we turn in our prayer books to page 12.
This is Israel's day of light and joy, a Sabbath of rest. As we kindle these Sabbath flames, may there be light and joy, happiness and holiness, serenity and peace in our homes and in our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, eternal source of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק ner shel Shabbat. We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 34. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala v'nei Shabbat nekabela. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף המעשה במחשבה תחילה. lecha dodi לקראת קלה פני שבת מקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, יבורך קומי אורי, אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. lecha דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום לתת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, lecha דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. לי 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 לי
Page 41, we continue responsively. May these prayers change me, this community work through my spirit. May the whispers of divinity enter my ears. The prayers of my inheritance lift up my being. May the symbols around me shine in my heart. The words of Torah light up my eyes. May these friendships flow through me like a wave. This family move me like a full moon. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועלמא דברך ילותי וימליך מלכותי וחייכון ויומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשיה בריחו ואלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויברו אמן לי 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 ברכו את אדוני המבורך ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד המבורך לעולם ועד.
We continue together at the top of page 45. If fear is like a rock, then let me be a hammer. If sorrow is a fire, then let me be the sea. When challenges arise, may my heart increase in strength, like the moon that shines brighter when the darkness falls. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, O God, who makes the evening fall. Page 50. O God, you traveled with our fathers as they journeyed through the wilderness. You sang with our fathers at the shores of the Red Sea. You stood with our fathers as they fought against oppression. You have brought us all here, fathers and mothers, daughters and sons, to our own promised land of freedom.
If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen.
Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Listen, listen to our God.
Listen, listen to our God. Together on page 57. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
So we turn to page 62. When Shabbat falls during Hanukkah, we always have such a good time talking about how the first letters of the Micha Mocha spell Maccabee, right? Maccabee. But this Hanukkah was difficult. The news was difficult, especially if you are a Jew living in the United States. Unfortunately, many of the nights of Hanukkah, we heard about anti-Semitic attacks, mainly in New York, but others that have happened around the country. And so when you put the two together, you think about the Micha Mocha, you think about this world that we're living in. I know I thought to myself, how many more generations of us are going to feel like we are free and we are going through the sea, and yet we hear the soldiers, the chariots behind us, right? That's kind of what I was imagining, right? We're at the precipice of freedom, and yet we can't be completely free because we're in pursuit. And what do the children of Israel do? They forge ahead. They just keep going. And that's what we're going to have to do too, but we can only do it together by supporting each other, by being one voice. And so as we sing the Milchamocha, we think about those who are still recovering from the attacks, and at the same time, we pray for hope, we pray for peace, and we pray that someday we will all make it to the other side and sing and dance.
Mocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha mi kamocha mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh no Kehilah, oh, Sefele, Nora, Kehilah, oh, Sefele. Who is like thee? ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We turn to the middle of page 64 together. Cause us, our Creator, to lie down in peace, and raise us up, O sovereign God, to renewed life and peace. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, and be our shield of mercy and of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
השכיבנו,
השכיבנו,
אדוני,
אדוני,
אלוהינו,
אלוהינו,
לשלום,
לשלום,
והעמידנו,
העמידנו,
שומרנו,
שומרנו,
שומרנו לחיים. We pray for a time.
Worries will cease.
Yea, in this moment, shelter of peace, a shelter of peace. Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, L'shalom, Hamidenu, Shomreinu, Lechaim, Ushmor Tzeiteinu, Uvoeinu, L'chaim u'L'shalom, Ve'ata ve'ad olam, Baruch atah, Adonai, Haporesu Shalom aleinu, Ve'al kol amo, Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim. We pray for a time when our worries will cease. Create in this moment a shelter of peace, a shelter of peace. A shelter of peace. A shelter of peace.
We rise together, page 68. Adonai, sefatai tiftachu fi tehillah. Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Ve'hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tohim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Hastei Avot Ve'imahot, U'mevii Geula B'ivnei B'neihem, Le'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Chozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah.
As we turn the page to page 69, I direct you to look at the title, God's Power. This is often a prayer that I think is overlooked between the Avot and Imahot and the prayer for peace. And tonight, this is the prayer that I was thinking of as I was reading a statement that was released this afternoon by Jewish Women International, and I wanted to just share a little bit of it with you today. They wrote, "Our history is marked with stories of overcoming those who would eradicate us. And so we will do what we have done throughout time. We will live proudly and speak boldly. and we will stand alongside those from other communities who will work with us to push back against hate. We will welcome our allies, for as history has shown us, when one is not safe, none are safe. Tonight, this week, in the months and time ahead, we have to harness God's power. We have to take back the light that was taken from us. And as we light these Shabbat candles tonight, that is one of the ways that we do it. Our flames give us strength. They encourage us to rally, to gather, to pray, to work for peace and for strength and for power as we illuminate the path forward. And so we say at the bottom of the page, Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol. Blessed are you, O God, who renews all things.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. As you're seated, we pray silently.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן ואמרו
Does it feel like more people you know are ill right now, whether it's something small like the flu, although that's not so small, especially when you have it, or something much more serious? It feels like it's a little bit more, there are more people who are ill right now. And so this prayer, the Mishaberach on 83, is something that each one of us can say, because I know that we all have people in our lives who need it. And so at the top of the page, I invite us to read together, thinking of those who we love and who need this prayer. Close within us the holes left by sickness. Bind them up by your threads of faith. Heal the space made by illness. Seal over it with your blanket of hope. Renew in us the strength of body. Raise us up with your words of love. Ease in us the ache of mind. Comfort us with your sheltering arms. Kindle within us the flickering spirit. Guide us with your eternal flame. We sing together the words of Mishaberach.
I'm kvelling right now. Predicting the future is difficult. Okay, some predictions are easy. The Lions will not win the Super Bowl, ever. The Senate will not convict the president, and Bibi Netanyahu will somehow find a way to hold on to power in Israel. But generally speaking, public predictions are difficult because when a rabbi does go out on a limb and make a bold prophecy from the bima, there is always one member of the congregation who remembers and will be sure to remind him of his folly a year later. In fact, predictions are so difficult that last week, Rabbi Kaluzny stood on this very bima and announced her refusal to participate in the Temple Israel tradition of a New Year's prediction sermon on the last Shabbat of the year. At which point I turned to Rabbi Hornston and whispered, I can solve that problem. I'm speaking next week. I am going to deliver a sermon entitled, My Predictions for 2019. That way, I will be 100% correct in every prediction I make. As they say, hindsight is 20/20. As it turns out, the Torah is also brilliant about making predictions in hindsight. For instance, in Deuteronomy 34:5, it states, so Moses, God's servant, died there. But wait a minute. According to tradition, it was Moses who wrote down the Torah. How could he have written about his own death? Clearly, the Torah is looking backward from the future, sort of like me making predictions for 2019. I bring all of this to you this evening because our portion, Vayigash, contains what I believe to be one of the most fascinating instances of a backward-looking prediction in the Torah. But it is subtle, so you might otherwise miss it. Remember where we left off last week. The sons of Joseph are standing, trembling with fear before the imposing figure of the vice pharaoh of all Egypt. They have just been informed that the youngest brother, Benjamin, will serve as a hostage to ensure their return. This is when Judah, in our portion, bravely steps up and offers to sacrifice himself in order to secure Benjamin's freedom. Now, therefore, I pray thee, he states, trembling, let me abide instead of the lad as a bondsman to my Lord, and let the lad go up with his brothers, for how shall I go to my father without the lad, and witness the anguish that this will cause him? And it is this act of courage and generosity on the part of Judah that softens Joseph's heart. Like Nachshon at the Red Sea, Judah rushes headlong into the dangerous waters, and it is his act of bravery that causes the waters to part. Joseph sends his courtiers away and reveals himself tearfully to his brothers, forgives them for selling him into Egyptian slavery, and bids them to come live with him near the royal palace. Make no mistake about it, it is Judah who is the hero of this story. So, why is this a prediction from the future? Well, remember that each of the brothers represent one of the 12 tribes of Israel. And as you know, 10 of those tribes are eventually lost. The only 2 remaining tribes, the tribes which end up comprising the Jewish people, are Benjamin, and you guessed it, Judah, with Judah being by far the most dominant. That is why our religion is called Judaism. We are the descendants of Judah, and the victories always get to write the story. So in a Judaic sacred text, who would get to be the hero but Judah himself? Do you understand? Now, I know this is a bit arcane for those who are not history buffs, but I do believe that there is a practical application and one which we can bring to bear in our own lives in this new year. As I was researching the sermon, it occurred to me that this is exactly the advice I give to all of my wedding couples. You see, I don't do a great deal of premarital counseling anymore. After all, I am no longer marrying 18-year-olds to one another. Generally, these are 30-something-year-old adults, professionals who have experienced a good deal of life, are independent, worldly, and could probably teach me a thing or two about love. Instead, I tell them, I am going to teach you one skill. I then suggest that they rediscuss all of the issues that cause tsuris in young marriages: money, kids and career, taking one another for granted, religion, and yes, difficult parents. That's right. For my kids right now, Wendy and I are the difficult parents. In any case, these are topics they have already discussed ad nauseum, but not as 45-year-olds looking back on their lives from the future. And it works. Take the most inane of issues. When Wendy and I got married, we had a huge argument about soup. Should we serve hot soup or cold soup at the reception? 15 years later, I could not remember which soup I wanted or which soup we had. But I do remember the moment she slipped this ring on my finger, and we both felt Ruach Elohim, the wind of God from the book of Genesis, flowing through the open windows of our chuppah and uniting our souls together. From 15 years in the future, you see, soup just doesn't seem that important. But what about more important issues? Like retaining romance in a relationship, which is a challenge for even the best marriages. Why a challenge? Because God has given us this amazing gift. It is called taking things for granted. If we could not take things for granted, we would stand stunned before every single flower and be unable to go to work and make a living. Thus, this gift is actually the foundation upon which our species survives. And yet, no marriage, no relationship has ever not suffered at one point from this great gift. The rabbis knew of this problem and provided a solution. Every Friday night, they insist, the bride and groom should stand before two romantic candles. No matter how hectic their week has been, they should hold hands, stare into the flames, say some ancient words, remember that their lives together are sacred. And then what do the rabbis do? They add some wine. It's a date. I'm telling you, it's a date. And if one thing leads to another and the husband doesn't get to watch the Pistons game until the fourth quarter, it's okay because nothing happens in basketball until the fourth quarter anyway. Lighting Shabbos candles is a wonderful way to begin a marriage together if you are looking backward from the future. I am 62 years old. In 15 years, I will be 77. And yes, I do use that marker as a looking back point to make all of my important decisions, financial, professional, relational. I ask myself, how will this decision play out for me, for my family, for my congregation when I am 75 or 77? I must say in this regard, I am very lucky. I have an older brother, if you will, Rabbi Harold Loss, who is almost 15 years or so ahead of me. And thus, I get to watch my future from the present. And what a wonderful mentor to have in this regard. Another example. As many of you know, I practice yoga regularly. After decades of practicing and stretching and sweating, I can't even touch my toes. So why do I do it? Because as I look around the yoga studio, I see that the 75-year-olds in my classes can still sit cross-legged on the floor and then rise up to standing without using their hands. That is amazing, considering how many of us can barely rise for the Baruch Hu. That is what I mean about planning your life from 15 years in the future. But it is not just personal decision-making that should be undertaken in this manner. Think what a better world this would be if we utilized this same skill in our society, in our politics, how less polluted our world would be, how much stronger our infrastructure would be, how many resources we would be pouring into renewable energy, scientific research, public transportation, and of course, education. So, what is my prediction for 2019? My prediction is that 2020 will only get better, at least if we will all begin looking back on our lives from the future with 2020 vision. Shabbat Shalom.
justice roll like a river, and kindness like a mighty stream. Let the waters flow on forever, and let them wash over me. For every heart, for every soul, it's time we go find it once more. So what are we waiting for now? If not now, if not now, then when? What are we waiting for now? If not now, if not now, then when? What are we waiting for? Na 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 na. What are we waiting for? Na 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 na.
Let justice roll like a river, and kindness like a mighty stream. Let the waters flow on forever, and let them wash over me. For every heart, for every soul, it's time we go find it once more. So what are we waiting for now? If not now, if not now, then when? What are we waiting for now? If not now, if not now, then when? What are we waiting for? Na 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 na. What are we waiting for? Na 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 na.
Let justice fall like a river, and kindness like a mighty stream.
Wasn't this an extra special date night with the candles and the singing and the sermon? It was so special tonight. And if you enjoy singing and being together and getting your date extra special, next Friday night we're having a special pre-Shabbat service sing-along session with Spike. So if you come at 6:45, you have a little extra wine, you get a little cheese, you get your singing on, and get you in the spirit for Kabbalat Shabbat. So service will be the same, but if you want to come early and sing along with us, you are welcome to do so at 6:45. And now I'd like to invite up Dr. Ed Royal for this evening's announcements. That sounded like the sentence wasn't over, but it was over.
Shabbat Shalom and Happy New Year. And the question is being answered by my friend, what is blowing in the wind? I thought it was Peter, Paul, and Mary tonight, but it was really Michael, Neil, and Alyssa. And that was a great service. So I hope everybody enjoyed it as much, and I know next week will be fun as well. How many people here made a New Year's resolution? No, nobody. Well, if you want to get in good shape, you can make your resolution now by going to the first adult health and fitness class of the new year. It's going to be Wednesday, January the 8th. It's led by a certified trainer, and this 1-hour weekly program focuses on balance, mobility, coordination, flexibility, and overall wellness. So if you attend that, it will get you in shape for what's to follow on Thursday, January 9th, Sisterhood's annual bingo bash. So you have to be in good shape for that. The first general game begins at 7 p.m., but you can come early and have a pre-early bird game at 6:45. You can also come for a 6 p.m. optional dinner. To attend this event, you must be 18 years or older. At our monthly Ask program, Monday, January the 13th, Mike Smith will share stories from the Detroit Jewish News Archives and his weekly column, Looking Back. The program begins at noon. Registration includes lunch. If you can't register ahead of time, walk-ins are welcome. So after this wonderful service tonight, please come to the Oneg for Shabbat greetings. If you're interested in any of these programs, you can check the information table. You can go to our website. You can call the temple office during regular business hours. Or you can talk to me about it at the Oneg. So on behalf of the officers and the members of the Board of Trustees, let me wish y'all Happy New Year and Shabbat Shalom.
We continue with our adoration as we rise together on page 189. And any kids out there, 11 and younger, come on up, help us open the ark and receive a special Shabbat treat.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמזבחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn now to those in our families, our loved ones, our friends who are no longer with us. We remember the names of members of our community, members of our family who've died in the last 30 days, the period of Shloshim. Dr. Alan Apfelblatt, Stuart Allen Bensman, Barbara Berg, Mark Bistro, Leonard Brosgold, Barbara Chawla, Rosalie Disner, Thelma Elson, Alexander Appelman, Dr. Joel Foreman, Zena Solkis Freeman, Ruben Glazer, Fran Klinger, Dick Cohn, Dr. Melvin Lester, Marilyn Levy, Marshall Madison, Robert Michelin, Lou Nelkin, Marjorie Rose, Don Ross, Robert Sachs, Mark Shaberman, Annie Shapiro, Dorothy Shepard, Burl Singer, and Dana Wartell. We also remember the names of our loved ones who died at this time in years past. Morris Samuel Arkin, Sidney Barnett, Leon Bellin, Leo Berlin, Frida Beiser, Norman Block, David Willis Brevoort, Stuart J. Bernstein, Samuel Columbus, Samuel Congress, Ann Cowan, Stephen Edward Dorfman, Leonard Frankel, Hyman Greenbaum, Dorothy Haber, Dorothy Fred Hack, Maish Hertzbach, Esther Horowitz, Arthur Jonas, Phyllis Kahn, Bobby Kay, Jeffrey Krause, Kenneth Levine, Irving Levine, Rosalie Lipson, Jeffrey Ira Mann, Carl Moskowitz, Mildred Moskowitz, William Muroff, Barry Rankin, Susan Rosen, Philip Ross, David Schachter, Fred Selesco, William Solomon, Ronald Stern, Rosalie Stoller, George Stutz, Jack Cernow, Bernard Tucker, Sharon Tyner Rekotz, Sam Wagner, Jenny Weinstein, Jerry Weisberg, Thelma Weiss, Robert Harris Weisberg, Beatrice Selesco, Danny Krekon, Gladys Malin, Carl Siegel, Felix Cohen, Frida Hack, Shelley B. Eskovitz, Jules Silverman, Eve Kamenker, Sigmund Rossman, Ann Coleman, Shirley Karabkin, Evelyn Rotstger, Edward Leon, Rose Levitt, Sandra Gleischer, Rachel Koppelman, David Adler, Thelma Gorin, Rita Fishman, Peril Goutman, Milton Fishman, and Millie Schneider. And please forgive me if I mispronounced any names of your loved ones. We remember them with love. We honor them with words of Mourner's Kaddish found on page 199 as we rise together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach leolam ulalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. And we ask God to send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved among us tonight, as together we say.
As we go forward from this place on Shabbat and in the new year, though the path may sometimes be narrow, let us not be afraid. As we turn in our prayer books to page 3 for the words of Gesher Tsar Me'od. Kol ha'olam kulo, Gesher Tsar Me'od. Gesher Tsar Me'od, Gesher Tsar Me'od, Kol ha'olam kulo, Gesher Tsar Me'od, Gesher Tsar Me'od. Gesher Tsar Me'od, Gesher Tsar Me'od, Gesher Tsar Me'od, Kol ha'olam kulo, Gesher Tsar Me'od, Gesher Tsar Me'od. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much for including me.
Oh, you kidding, Jenna? It was a thrill to be with you. Beautiful. Shkoach.